Hey guys, how you doing? It's coffee with Claus time, and I've got mine. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. I got a fish story to tell you today. Yes, uh, a real fish story.
We have to be quiet now.
Um, I started fishing because my dad brought me fishing when I was a little kid. He loves fishing. He always goes fishing. He kind of does the go to the pond and the spinning fishing with the worms and catches the fish and then cooks them and eats them because why would you go through all that trouble unless you're going to get some food out of it? And then I started fishing and I got addicted to it and now I'm fly fishing. I'm doing the fly fishing, the elite. And I let him go because, I don't need to keep him.
Let's see if we can
But this
catch
story
his
starts,
mommy or daddy.
it's a couple of years ago before my parents moved. They live in a condo now, but they used to live in this house and they had everything organized. Like my dad had everything organized in his garage, and we had to pack everything up, and take it to the condo. But in those days, like about 4 years ago, let's describe the setting for you. Like the garage was a place where you stored everything important that you used in your life, and the house was for living. So he had it set up in the garage. He nailed a whole bunch of nails in all the walls, and that's where he stored the stuff he used day to day. Like this nail is where I hang my paintbrush in case I ever have to paint something. This nail is where I hang my overalls that I use to cut the grass in. This is where I hang my pants that I go fishing in. This is where I hang my two shoes that I use in the gardening, the really dirty ones. These two nails are for the two shoes that I use for cutting grass. And everything's nailed up there, so you can find it easily. And we went fishing one day. It was about 4 years ago. We go to this place where he likes to fish. It's like a pond, provincial government campground pond thing where they stock the fish. And you go there, and all the old people go there, and the pond's really small. And the place opens at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and they all rush in and they go to their special spot where they're sure they're going to catch fish. So they run down there, and even though the pond's small and the fish can like swim from one side to the other in about 45 seconds, like one guy will be sure. I go down there by the big tree, and I put my folding chair there, and I cast out towards the rock on the other side, but not too far. And he's sure he's going to catch his fish there. They all go there and they all catch their limit, and then they have a great time, and then they go home and they cook the fish up. And we went there and had a great day one day. It's not my particular type of fishing, but I go there to enjoy my time with my dad. And we get home, and I'm tired after because I'm a lazy bum, and I'm tired. And I say, "Well, I'm going to have a beer and sit on the deck." And he's, "Well, the grass needs to be cut because my dad's always he's like a busy man. He has to do stuff." We just finished fishing, and of course, you can't cut the grass in the same pants that you wear when you go fishing, and you can't change into clothes and then cut the grass and then, for instance, eat or have a beer in the pants that you either cut the grass in or went fishing in, because we're going to eat something in the house in the pants that I cut the grass in? Like, are you kidding? There could be some grass blades. What? Are you nuts? It doesn't work like that for him. So to cut the grass, he had to change into his special cutting the grass overalls. And so he puts the overalls on, and then he has a special hat for cutting the grass. It's all on the nails in the garage, right? The specific nails. They're not labeled, but he knows where everything goes. And he cuts the grass and stuff. And the guy works like a maniac. And he's finished cutting the grass, and he's ready to come in. And he goes in and changes to his inside clothes. He hangs up his overalls on the nail outside and his hat and everything. And we realized we don't have any bread, and he has to have bread when we eat some. So we got to go to the store and pick up some bread before we can have something to eat. So we're in the car and we're off to the store to get bread. And we get there and we pick up the buns and stuff, and he realizes, oh my God, I don't have my wallet. Where's my wallet? I forgot the wallet. So I buy the bread, right? And we get home and it's bothering him. Where's my wallet? He's in the house looking here and there and can't find a wallet. Where's my wallet? He's lost his wallet. Well, when did you last have your wallet? I had it when we were fishing, And it was in my fishing. Oh, they're in my fishing pants. And he goes into the garage where his fishing pants are hung up on. There's a nail in the wall specifically for the fishing pants. The wallet's not in there. Well, I cut the grass. I put my fishing pants on this nail, and I put my cutting the grass overalls on. Check. No, it's not in that. Anyways, I look everywhere. Can't find the wallet. Remember, this is a fishing story. It started that we went fishing, had the wallet. Now the wallet's gone. Can't find the wallet. Well, anyways, I tell him, you'll probably find it. It's somewhere around here. Don't worry too much about it. We enjoy the day. It's kind of bothering him still, right? But so we spent some time together, and I'm visiting from out west. And I spend a couple of more days with him, and then I fly home. And probably 2 or 3 weeks later, we're calling each other, and he said, I still can't find my wallet. I don't know where. I've looked everywhere. I can't find my... And I say to him, Dad, you've been 3 weeks. You've lost your wallet. You've got to get your credit cards and stuff canceled and renew your license and stuff. The wallet's gone. He's going, God damn it, I don't... Because it's all a whole lot of work. He doesn't want to do that. I'll find it. I don't need to do that. It's got to be around here somewhere. I go, well, what are you doing? Aren't you... You don't drive? Yeah, I still drive. I've got my license. I just can't find it. And anyways, I convinced him that he's got to go redo his license, cancel the credit cards, and he's got to make the phone calls. And I tell you, the phone call to the credit card company was a shit show. He phones them up and he says, "Yeah, I've lost my wallet." And he's, well, yeah, sir, this is the credit card. Could you give me your credit card number and your name? And I don't have. I lost my wallet. I don't have my credit card. I need to. And so it's, what's your name? Can you answer these skill testing questions? What skill testing questions? And they're asking him, what is your favorite movie? So he tells them The Great Escape with Steve McQueen. They say, no, I'm sorry, sir, that's not the right answer. What do you mean that's not the right answer? Of course that's my favorite movie. How do you know what my favorite movie? And he doesn't realize that, because I set it up for him, and I said favorite movie's Forrest Gump, and we wrote down all the answers in case he would ever need them. But that was 18 years ago, so it's gone. And it's a shit show, but he finally gets everything canceled, right? And he's talking to me. Why the hell you tell him that Forrest Gump is my favorite movie? Everyone knows it's The Great Escape with Steve McQueen. Tom Hanks can't hold a candle to Steve McQueen. What's wrong with you? But anyways, we get it all sorted out, right? So he gets a new wallet, a new credit cards, and he's got the new credit card now, and it's new numbers, and he had to create a PIN. Right? And he can't remember the PIN. So he doesn't use the new credit card now, because the old one, he could remember it, but now the new one, he can't remember the PIN. So the first couple of times he went shopping with the new credit card, he couldn't use it because enter your PIN. He answered 4 or 5 times. This card is now locked. You've entered the wrong thing 5 times in a row. And then I've had to call them and we reset the PIN. So he had the great idea of writing the PIN number on the inside of his hat, the hat that he uses to go out shopping with, which is hung up in the garage and a nail. So he wrote it in there, in his hat, his PIN number, and it was okay for about a week until the number started fading, and then he couldn't read it. And so he got really pissed off the time that he couldn't read it, and then he went shopping, got all this stuff, and couldn't read the PIN. So I said, you can't put it in your hat. You got to just remember your PIN. And he goes, shut up. I just need a little bit of assistance. It's not that I can't remember. It's just that after a while that I don't use it, I don't know what the numbers are. So he had this bright idea that he would he would write the PIN number of his credit card inside the case of his reading glasses, which he always brings, whether he's cutting the grass, fishing, or going shopping. He keeps those with him all the time. So when he goes to the store and he gets some stuff, and then he puts his card there and it's, enter your PIN. He goes, oh, and he nonchalantly takes out his glasses case. He opens it up. He puts his reading glasses on, glances in the case, right? Reads the number and keys it in. Pretty good, huh? And so that works. That's how he uses the credit card with the PIN number, until the one time that he went to buy bread on a rush, and he gets there and he was going to use the credit card, but he did not bring his glasses. And then again, he couldn't remember. And this is a constant struggle that pisses him off. Why the hell should there be a PIN number? And if I have the card, it should work. But getting back to the story, we had just gone fishing, and we come back and he lost the wallet. right? And I had to redo everything. Now that was the last day for fishing. It was in the fall, and it just happened to be the last day he cut the grass as well. And then I flew
Beautiful
home,
little
and he
fish.
got all these, changed, got the new cards and new license and everything. The next spring, I flew out to visit them again. So now, like 5 months has gone by. Are you following? To concentrate on the story here, okay? We went fishing. He lost his wallet. Then I flew home. Then he replaced everything, and then 5 months later I went back. Okay, and I took a little bit of an aside to explain the nails in the garage and where he keeps his pin and everything. But concentrate now. So I fly back 5 months later, and it's opening day of fishing the following year, because I like to time my trips so that we can do the fishing together, the thing that we love to do together. So it just happened that the last day of fishing the previous year was also the last day he had to cut the grass, because it got cold in the snow, and so there was snow shoveling season. And there's another nail in the garage where he keeps his coat that he uses to shovel the snow with, because the garage is organized. And but the winter is over, and I fly back 5 months later, coinciding with the opening day of fishing at this place, the little pond where they go fishing. And so, we get everything ready the day before. We're all ready to go. We got to be there right when half an hour before it opens, right, so that we can get a good spot. So we can run down there with our folding chairs. And you got to go to the second big tree, and we're going to sit there, and then you cast out sort of to the left, 2/3 of the way across the lake, and that's where they're going to be. Right? The fish are swimming around terrified, because there's going to be like 50 people with the red and white floats and the worms, right? At 9 o'clock on opening day, 55 floats land in the water, and the fish they're swimming around trying to not get caught, but everyone catches their limit, right? So that morning when we're getting ready, we go into the garage, and he's got to get his going fishing stuff, which is hung up on the specific nails on the wall, the nails he's put in the garage. And he gets his fishing pants and puts those on, and he gets his fishing vest, which is on a separate nail in the garage, and he gets everything, and he's all ready. And the last thing that he gets is his going to that specific spot with the little lake fishing hat, which is hung up on a nail in the garage right beside the paintbrush. He's got, if he ever needs to paint anything, he's got a paintbrush hung up there on a nail. Right beside it is when you go fishing at the little pond, the hat. He pulls the hat off the nail and goes to put it on his head, and lo and behold, in the hat is his wallet. His hat's been hanging there for 5 months. He had been wearing that hat when we were fishing at the pond on the last day the previous year. And when we got home, in his rush to start cutting the grass, he took off his fishing pants, his fishing vest, and his fishing hat and hung them on the appropriate nails in the garage. Then he was getting ready to cut the grass, and he did not want to put his wallet in the overalls that he uses to cut the grass, which were hung up on their appropriate nail, because why would you put your wallet in your grass cutting overalls? That's stupid. And he didn't want to put the wallet in the house because he was wearing his fishing clothing, which was inappropriate to enter the house with, and he didn't want to just put the wallet on the ground in case he would lose it. So the best place to put it so that he would not lose it would be to put it in his fishing hat and hang it on the nail, and then after he finished cutting the grass, he could retrieve it. But he forgot that he did that. And why would he look inside a hat hung on a nail in a garage to find his wallet while he was looking for it? So he lost it for 5 months. And I said, "There's your wallet." And he's looking at it in the hat. He goes, "That's my wallet." "Yeah, that's how you remember we went fishing. You came home. You must have just put it in the hat and hung it there on the nail beside the paintbrush." And it was all coming back to him. And I thought, this is a funny moment, kind of a father-son sharing a funny moment. "We found your wallet, you dumbass. You put it there in your hat." But he turned it around on me, and he's staring at his wallet and his hat, and he looked at me and he said, You see, I didn't have to get a new license and go through all that hassle with the credit cards and everything, and now I can't remember my PIN. I have to write the number inside the case of my glasses because when I wrote it on the hat, it would smudge and I couldn't read it. All the stuff is here. I didn't have to do any of that stuff you told me. You see, I never lost it. It was just in the hat the whole time. And but that was 5 months ago. You didn't know. Maybe you lost it while we were fishing, and someone picked it up. You had to cancel the stuff. You can't just not know where your license and your credit cards are for 5 months. And he just looked at me and said, you worry about everything. Don't you see? It was there in the hat the whole time. Like, I didn't have to do any of that stuff. And so ends it's a fishing story, you see, because it started, we went fishing, and he lost his wallet. And it wasn't until 5 months later that we went fishing again that he found the wallet. So there you go. There you go. Thanks for spending the time with me. I'm just about done my coffee. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Coffee with me.